So I think we are entering a bit of a new era of e-commerce account management. It's always been the case where, real e-commerce account management came down to a combination of managing the product feed and managing what you can in the Google Ads UI, bidding, structure, all that stuff. But the product feed was still relatively simple. You had your optimizing your product titles and your descriptions and your GTINs and your Google product categories. But now with conversational attributes, we've been giving a whole bunch of new conversational attributes. And with the UI taking away a lot of granular tools we used to manage in Google Ads, I think we're entering an era where high level account management lives entirely in the product feed. And these new rules or these new fields are not easy to map. They're not just a straight rule that says if this, then that. It is quite complex data sheets that we need to upload to Merchant Center to say, match this product ID to that product ID as part of a set, and match this product ID to that product ID as a required part or often bought together. And as I'm saying this, I'm sure the connections are being formed in your head where, oh, you could have one product that probably matches to 5 products in your store, and you have 2,000 products. And if all 2,000 of these products match to 5 products in your store, we're getting to a very complex set of signals that we're giving the system to optimize for in this conversational world of search. And I think this is even going to completely change not just our workflows, because again, it's less about what we do in the UI of Google Ads and more about the signals we give it, but even the platforms we use to manage this stuff. I use Data Feed Watch for my feed management, and it is a system that is rule based. It is saying, if this, then that. Now, this rule based system doesn't really work with these really complex rules where it's, oh, if this, then there's 5 of that, right? It just doesn't work. But now with AI at our fingertips at the store level, we can easily create these complex sheets of product associations back to Merchant Center to map this stuff out. So what I'm getting at is I think we're not only at a paradigm shift of how we manage our accounts, but even how we optimize our feed at scale. It's kind of going back a bit old school, or it's actually back to being about like Google Sheets and just big data dumps versus complex rules that are set. And again, these data dump sheets are now made easy because of AI. These platforms made these rule-based systems like Data Feed Watch, for example, because it was difficult to make these sheets. But now with AI, we can make these sheets really easily. So I think, yeah, these platforms are going to go through their own big shift. Because I'll tell you, they don't really have answers for me. Like I'll, all my clients, pay quite a bit of money to Data Feed Watch, and I've been expecting their help to optimize these feeds, but if anything, they're making it more complicated and they're not very helpful because of the nature of how the only way to optimize these fields are through complex sheets. And it's a rule-based system that, yes, you can integrate sheets, but I don't know, I'm just running in circles with their support trying to map something that should be pretty simple. And I'm personally going back to maybe I just do this in Merchant Center and I don't need this sheet. But anyways, yeah, I think we are at a big shift. And if you're not familiar with these fields I'm talking about, I'll summarize them again here. The ones that I'm focused on are first product highlight, which is basically you can set up to up to 100, but I'm not saying to use that many. I'm trying to do 5 or 6. You can associate up to 5 or 6 150 character highlights per product. Now, by highlights, I don't mean tech specs and details. I mean product benefits, user benefits and features. So, for example, if I've got a patio umbrella that is particularly good at high wind because it's got flexible ribs on it, right? Like the product highlight would be great for high wind. A product highlight would be that it is free shipping and returns. A product highlight would be that it is fits a universal base. It's all the things that make it like the value propositions of the product. And you can have a bunch of them, right? Beyond that, there's product detail. Now, this one is the tech specs, like what material is the pole of the umbrella? What material are the ribs of the umbrella? What material is the base? Is it a granite base? Is it, so you would set all those details at the product detail. Then we have related products. So there's 6 of these. There's part of set. So that's kind of like, does this table have matching chairs, right? You might sell the chairs and tables separately, but is it part of a set? You've got product substitutes, often bought with. Now, this one I can imagine is very complex, especially if you're doing something with like a fashion brand. My mind is going nuts thinking about how complex my uploaded sheet is going to be for for often bought with. Required part, accessory, or different brand. So like an alternative brand of the same product. Then we've got question and answers. So this is like what I'm thinking of doing is you upload a sheet that's got all of the regular question and answers that you get from customers, which could be held at a database on your website or in your Amazon store, or stuff that is on your product reviews, stuff like that. And then lastly, document link. This one's interesting. Document link could be neat to upload because let's say you have a product that is one of the features is that it's easy to set up. I'll use the same patio umbrella example. I've got a client that sells high-end patio umbrellas, but they're really easy to set up. It sets up in like less than 5 minutes. If you upload your instruction manual, the AI, Gemini will know that it's really quick and easy to set up. And not only will users be able to ask specific building instructions, but I'm sure it'll be able to summarize it. This is quick to set up. And by the way, 5 minute setup would be another good product highlight to throw in. So anyways, yeah, I think we're in a major shift and, you'll see my hair is a mess, and that's because I've been pulling my hair out trying to figure out how to map these things. And there's not very much information out there. There's not a lot of people doing it, from what I can see, and those that are doing it are not willing to talk about how to set this stuff up. And, God forbid me using any kind of Google tech support that will make things worse. So I will obviously be sharing as much as I can as I figure this out. I don't have the solutions yet, but I am going to be I am dedicating a large amount of time to figuring it out, and I will be sharing as much as I can online with all of you. So, all right, good luck out there.